on this hot day, and with me I have...
Hi, it's Tina, everybody from Ontario, Canada.
Hello, hello. So we wanted to say big welcomes. We are here to do another hot topic workshop and masterclass, and this has been just a nice experience for us to be able to share with you some important tips and things that we've learned along the way, because we are also Zenners and we once didn't know these things, but we are learning along the way. So we want to share and impart our nuggets of wisdom with everybody. So our topic tonight, I think, is so fantastic, and it's mindset. And I know a lot of the times we hear mindset and we think it might be a little woo-woo or mindset on different areas of our life. But yes, there are mindset shifts that we need to make around clean eating habits too, that can help us tremendously. And the whole goal of what Tina and Mel and I are providing is ways to help you reach your goals with what you've stated they are. And by doing these little things, we have 5 tips we want to share with you tonight to help you reach those goals. And again, Tina and I aren't, professional nutritionists or anything like that, but we have great resources. And when we find good articles and good information, we want to share. So today I'm actually pulling some 5 tips from a functional nutritionist, Dana James. And what's really she's pointing out is that, along our journeys, what really trips people up a lot of the time is that from following their consistent clean eating habits or new lifestyles is not the lack of the willpower that people, it's not because they don't have willpower, but it's just because we have reflexive actions that we do, and we are using food as a distraction, or we're using it as a reward, or to take care of an emotional thing that we're going through. So it's these little triggers, and being aware of them is one mindset shift that we really have to be aware of. So the 5 things that we're going to share, the number one is we need to change the wording. So we have labels, I think, with food and eating habits in our own heads from who knows when they start, but we look at things as either good or bad. Is that something good to eat? Is that something bad to eat? And if it falls in a certain category, then we feel like we're really punishing ourselves. And that's when the self-loathing comes in. Sometimes the temptation is there and we take it, we eat it, but then we're then suffering from the repercussions of thinking, oh, I just made a bad choice. I'm a horrible person. I can't do this. And then the whole downward spiral starts, right, Tina?
Yeah, absolutely. I think too, there's different ways you can talk to yourself about your food. One of the things that I always say, if I decide, especially once you're living in the thrive phase, because you venture out even a little bit more from plan, and you say you're having a cheat day. Well, when you say you're having a cheat day, you're not having a cheat day. You're eating some really fun food that you haven't had in a while. So instead of using that word cheat, or you say to yourself, I've been good all day, I deserve a treat. Well, hey, it's not a treat. You're just going to eat something fun. And I did a course at the beginning of the summer with a neuro-linguistic programmer, this really awesome guy. And when he talked about nutrition, he talked about 3 ways we can look at our food. And one of those ways is it nutrition? The other is it entertainment? Or is it addiction? And addiction sounds like a really strong word. But you think about it, when you're eating your proteins, fats, and carbs, and you're really watching your food and you're balancing and you eat it, you're like, oh my God, I'm just eating this nutritious food. I'm eating nutrition. And then let's say you're going to the movies and you're going to have some popcorn or something. Well, yeah, that's entertainment. Or if you're watching a binge watching Netflix, and you have a treat, it's entertainment. When it becomes addiction is that when you eat the whole family size bag of chips instead of just having your bowl. That's the thing. But if you ask yourself, right after, let's say you have the bowl of chips, and you want more, then you say to yourself, wait a minute, I've been entertained, right? You know, I don't need to go to the next step. But oftentimes, if you ask yourself some of those questions by changing the wording on your food, right? It's not a treat or a cheat day. You're enjoying something you like. And then ask yourself, is this nutrition? Is this entertainment? Or is this addiction? Then you're going to be able to monitor yourself better in your clean eating.
Yeah, and I love that kind of evaluation when we're in our thrive phase and going forward. I think right now, while we're in starting Ignite, because we are kind of buckling down a little tighter right now, in the Ignite phase is really the shrinking time and really getting close to our goals. It's not that you don't have permission to do what Tina just said, but a couple kind of other keywords might be, is this effective? Is this not effective in helping me reach my goals? So yeah, in the thrive phase, which is going to come next, Tina, I think what Tina just shared is absolutely perfect and applicable. Right now, maybe hone it in just a little bit tighter. And, you know, when you were talking, I thought of another way to figure out if it's an addiction or entertainment is if you know there's a bag of chips or cookies or a tub of ice cream, whatever your problem, you know, problem is, if you're drawn to it simply because it's there. So that is maybe a warning sign. Fit it in your day, but just pay attention to those little triggers. So that's just one thing. And labeling, is this effective or is this not effective in helping me reach my goals? So that would be one little thing to stop and think about. And then when we make the decision, yes, it's helpful in making me reach my goals, go for it. That's good. If you say no, it's not, and you still choose to do it, that's okay too. But know that you're in charge of that choice and you're mindful of it, and that's most important. So you just have to watch out for how often you make those choices that are not taking you towards your goals. So the second pattern is, or the second mindset shift is to become aware of the patterns. So mindless things that we do, that we've been doing for years, not intending to be harmful, not intending to be ineffective toward our goals. They're just things that we have in our days, in our weeks, whatever the pattern is, that really don't serve us well. But again, being mindful of them is when we can trip it up and switch it around to make it something more effective. And for me, I know that when I was preparing my dinners before, when I was preparing snacks for the kids, just little mindless snacking. Oh, they're going to have some grapes. I'll have some grapes too. Oh, they're going to have some cheese and crackers. I'll have, it's just one, it's okay. Or even different is, oh, I'm just going to have this piece of turkey while I'm eating or while I'm fixing dinner. It's part of dinner. It's a healthy dinner. So I'm pulling out part of the dinner and having it before I'm sitting down to eat. So now that I know better portions, I stay away from the snacking when I'm prepping. And you can only imagine the amount of calories, off balance, PFC, how that accumulates over time if you're not paying attention. So I know that was, that's a big thing that I became aware of and stopped doing once I really embraced the Zen way. What about you, Tina? Anything there?
Well, I think that the other thing as far as patterns go is that we form unintentional rituals. So for instance, I did have in the past before when I wasn't prepared, I had an unintentional ritual of when I left work, I was always going straight to the gym. I had to get a coffee. I had to. Right? So it was an unintentional ritual. The other terrible, I think it's terrible, unintentional ritual is that at 5:30, I'm like, it's wine time, and seriously, like I said, I like to have a little sip of wine or while I'm making dinner, whatever, but that is an unintentional ritual. But once you become aware of them, those things that don't serve you well, right? Yeah. Then you need to stop that unintentional ritual. It's a bad habit.
Yeah.
Right? So those are the things that you have to just be aware. You've got to in your mind say, wait a minute, doesn't serve me well. I'm going to change this pattern. And the
Yeah.
good thing is that when we started the detox with my husband and his brother, then we just, we were like, because it was the three of us in the house together, we were like on each other. That was it. No more wine at supper time.
Right. Yeah. You probably had to pull together. Be strong. Yeah. And there's some that are harder to drop than others. But again, paying attention, and you might find things that you didn't even realize you were doing. And now that you're paying more attention, you're like, time to let that one go. That's not serving me right now. And also, if you just wrap your head around, again, it's only 8 weeks. You can do anything for 8 weeks. If you want to have the 5 o'clock wine every night after that, okay, put it back in your life. Then you can decide, is this what I want to be doing? But right now, people have come to us saying we want help losing weight. These are the tips that we're giving you to help you with that purpose. Now the next, and I want to point out, there is one good tip, a new pattern, a new habit or ritual that we would highly recommend that you begin now. And that is if you have your first meal of the day. So if you're doing your shake first, starting with your Zenfuse, instead of the whole food breakfast, have whatever your first thing is within 1 hour of getting up every day. So don't be one of those people that gets up at 5:30, 6 o'clock and has breakfast at 10. Your body is still in sleep and, hanging on to stuff mode. The whole goal is we're getting the metabolism going. Get up, get your breakfast stuff ready, and eat it within the first hour. So that would be a good new one to start. Now, the third tip, I'm going to let Tina talk about this one. It's your conscious mind is more powerful than your reptilian mind. So what's that one about?
Well, really, what you have to think of is what things we use in our lives to tell us we're hungry. So, for instance, if you have a stressful day, and then you say, you feel so stressed, I'm hungry. If you're overtired, I'm hungry. Those sorts of things. So what you have to do is really, your mind is saying to you, you're hungry because you're stressed, you're tired, you had a bad day, the kids are driving you nuts, like all those things. And it's telling you you're hungry, but really you're not hungry. It's like every time we go to the fridge and we open it up and look in the fridge, you just look in the fridge. Oh, then you walk over, you open the cupboard, look in the cupboard. You're not hungry, but your reptilian brain is telling you you're hungry. So what you have to do is pause, right? Pause and say, okay, I am upset or I'm stressed, but am I hungry? If you are, go eat, right? If you haven't eaten in 3 hours, get in there and eat, because we eat every 3 hours, right? Your body really is hungry. But if you have just eaten, and you are still feeling like, oh, I'm hungry, you're not. And so it's something that in your mind you have to be really, really aware of. That don't let that reptile inside tell you you're hungry when really you're not.
I think the reptile is a menopausal beast, actually, because I don't know about you, but what you just described has been heightened for me since the menopausal stuff has hit. And add COVID on top of that. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the drawer, opened it up where I have my protein bars or I have my powder, and I think, I just have to. Like, I can feel it, like I'm hungry. And then I'm like, how can you be hungry? You just ate and you had a fully balanced meal. Like, drink. So one thing I do is I drink some water, drink the water. If that should take care of it, or walk around, do something to distract yourself so that feeling will subside. And like Tina said, if you are truly still hungry, then have something. Don't have another full meal. Have something. Just what I do, honestly, is I take a little nibble, make sure it's always PFC balanced. Whatever is still going in my mouth is PFC balanced. And then I know I haven't done all I've done is eating a little more quantity, but it turns that off. But first thing, drink some water. Most of the time, those hunger, I think stuff is getting, it's misfiring, the communication in our bodies is. So anyway, yeah, that reptilian menopausal beast is really difficult now. We do acknowledge, I think our age is making it particularly hard. So the next one is perfection is punishment. So please listen to this. Perfection is punishment. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Tina's not perfect. Mel's not perfect. But we are here to tell you that you can still be successful and be graceful to yourself. Give yourself grace. Don't hold yourself to 110% or nothing. There's a lot of leadway in there. And if your expectations aren't over the top crazy, you're not going to be beating yourself up. And all of those harmful, negative things that we say to ourselves, oh God, there you blew another diet. You can't do this. Why'd you do that again? You're so dumb. You're late. You know, all those things that we say to ourselves, it's just not serving us at all. So don't be 100%. Don't expect that from yourself. And all we can do is know that if we do have an off-plan meal, I like to say off-plan as opposed to a cheat day, as opposed to a bad choice. If you have an off-plan meal or snack, get right back on the next time. It's okay. And we absolutely, and even the nutritionist says you have to give yourself permission to eat something for pleasure once a week. And I like that. I like the pleasure. That's a good word to use too, because it's something that we can look forward to. It's scheduled. You know that it's coming. You're not going to feel like, oh, this is so hard. I'm never going to have anything fancy, gooey, whatever your thing is. Know it's coming because it's planned. Give yourself permission for that. And then just hop right back on the next time you put something in your mouth and you're good. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, the other thing I did want to bring up, and it's not, I mean, it has a little bit to do with this, but I am a keen podcaster, as you guys might know, because I mention it oftentimes. But today I listened to an amazing podcast with a woman, and she spoke about how we feel, how we feel inside, what makes us feel great. And one of the things was, I always think to myself, I have, you know, I think everybody has like a little bit of issue inside. And when we think about Zen Project 8, a lot of people come into the group because they've said, I want to lose some weight, right? I want to lose weight. Well, why do you want to, and why do you want to lose weight? Well, for me, right, and I can just say, I look in the mirror and I'm unhappy when I'm heavy. Why? Because when I was 16, somebody told me I was too heavy. Well, now I'm 56, so I'm still, you know, you still deal with those things.
Yeah.
Despite the neuro-linguistic programming, you still deal with those things, but at least you're conscious of it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that when we do this Zen Project 8, if somebody said to me, how much weight did you lose? And I would say, well, 17 pounds, that led to 20 pounds over, you know, because now it's been years. But really is how I felt. So for me, I felt self-confident. I felt worthy.
Oh, I love that.
It's a terrible word, I know, but I'm telling you guys the truth. So self-confident. I felt worthy. I felt empowered as a woman. I'm happier with myself. So wow, that is what's more powerful than saying 17 pounds or so many inches.
Yeah.
So we're all at our own place. We all reach our own perfection. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think to myself, when I heard that, I thought to myself, we're talking about mindset. So really, what is in my mind? It is in my heart, right? This is how I feel after doing Zen Project 8. Confident, empowered, worthy, happy.
That's
Nothing else is important. The numbers aren't important. So now, you know, over the next week, we have a group of female leaders all over the world, and we've decided that we're going to share how it made us feel. So we'll be sure to share with you guys as well how those women felt, what they felt, not about the pounds, not about the inches, but really how you feel after, during, even, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And did you, going into Zen, did you expect that? Or were you of the mindset of like, I have to lose this weight, it's driving me crazy?
I didn't know. I was just really sad because I didn't know how to lose it, right? Because of menopause, I was like, I didn't understand. You know, I probably ate whatever I wanted till I was close to 40 because I was doing triathlons and doing all kinds of stuff. Like I couldn't fuel my body enough as an athlete. And then I had menopause, and then I had my knee surgery, and then I could no longer run ever again in my life, you know, for someone to tell you those things. And then I was like in despair, deep despair.
Yeah.
So for me, then, like, all of that lifted. Every day I feel a little bit stronger, you know, all of those things. And there was a ton of people along the way, right? Like the community, the Zen community is what empowered me, what kept me going, what did those things. Even, you know, Mel and I doing our little exercising together, and you know, you just feel like a togetherness. Robin, we're across the world from each other. Right? Yeah, we empower each other every day in our Zen journey. So that's kind of the goal in this group too, right? You got people to fall back on, people that are going to lift you, support you, mentor you.
Yeah. You know what's coming to mind is a couple words, and one is like radiate, like what for me, I know that when I embarked on my Zen journey and I lost my weight, I was just hung up on the numbers when I started. And as it enveloped, I was like, I feel from the inside so different, and it radiates out. And then what are you doing? You know, the whole saying, your vibe attracts your tribe. It's true. It's true. I'm going to start crying. And it's, I don't want to say it's a byproduct. It's an unexpected benefit, because I don't know about you, but I didn't have this kind of heightened awareness. I didn't have 5 tips for changing your mindset. I was just like, okay, I'm going to do this because it's going to work and I need to. And along the way, my whole frigging life got brighter, is the best way to put it. And and I wish that for everybody. So
that's why we're here.
Yeah. So I love that. Thank you for sharing, Tina. Your stories are just it's just lovely. And again, we're across the world from each other. We get to be in person once a year, if that, and it's still, we can connect and help others and bring people together so that they don't feel alone wherever they are, wherever you are. I don't want to say they, we're talking to you. We're talking to the people that we love and that have asked for our help, and this is how we want to show up for you. So last tip, we need to go quickly because I always talk too long. Know what your next meal is going to be. So that is another very powerful thing. Just like we mentioned before, have your pleasure food each week. Have your whatever you want to off-plan meal. Look forward to that. Know, because you have the plan, you know what your next meal is going to be, and it's going to be back on track. So you're going to not have any, I usually used to say minimize the damage, but there's no damage to minimize. Having an occasional meal that's not perfectly PFC is not going to throw you in a downward spiral and undo all of the progress that you've made so far. So you have a choice. You can have a weekly plan, you can have a daily plan, whatever works for you. Don't forget, we do have a lovely meal planner in our group that I put together for you, and it's something that I use and love. And especially as you're beginning your journey, it's just nice to have that as a guide. After time, it just becomes rote and you don't even have to think about it. But if it works best for you to just have a daily thing, that's awesome too. Point is, don't wing it. Nothing works if you wing it. I would say the only way to quote unquote not be 100% written down with a plan for Zen is if you open your refrigerator and it looks like a fresh produce, a fresh protein, a fresh fat grab and go counter. You can open your refrigerator, your cupboards, whatever. Here's my P, here's my F, here's my C. You don't have to know in Monday morning that you're going to have chicken, carrots, and almonds for lunch, but just know I have a variety to choose from. I'm setting myself up to win. I'm not going to wing it and go into the kitchen at lunchtime and say, what do I feel like eating? And oh, now I have to cut these things up and I don't feel like it. That's where glitches happen. So know what your next plan is going to be. Anything you want to add to that one, Tina?
When's our next plan, girl? When are we starting again?
The next one. So we're having fun with everybody that's doing it right now. I love, love, love this. So we're going to start our next Zen Body 8-week challenge on September 9th. That is the day, or September 8th, the day after Labor Day in the US. Do you have Labor Day in Canada?
Yes, so it is the 9th. The September 8th, I think, is Labor Day, isn't it? I'm not sure.
Well, it's the day, I think, no,
it's okay, the day after Labor Day.
I'm pretty sure, because Trenton starts school on the 8th, and so he wouldn't start school on Labor Day. Okay. So, but stay tuned. What's important is today is a little bit ahead of that, so you want to make sure to get in touch with Tina or Robin or Mel and make sure that we can help you get your products ordered if you want to do this with us so that you are ready to go. And what I love most about doing the challenge in the fall is it's September. You're going to work hard. You're going to learn new skills, new habits, new rituals, setting yourself up through the fall. Because what happens in November and December, Tina?
It's the holidays.
You should eat our way through the holidays. Yeah. So.
And honestly, listen, guys. Last year, I ate the pumpkin pie. I had the gravy, the turkey, the everything. But the next day, I jumped right back into plan. And the same thing. I mean, we went away for the whole holidays. So I indulged for probably 4 days. And then, do you know what I did? I just jumped into detox eating for 4 days. I did not gain any of my weight back. I have not. Yeah. I'm not. This 56-year-old woman is not, right? Yeah. So
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. I love that we have, that part is 100% empowering. So you don't feel like, oh gosh, I'm out of control. No, you're not. You're having some nice time with family. You're enjoying the holidays. And now you're going to get right back on plan and everything's going to be A-okay. You have the tools. So yes, please get back in touch with us. If you have any questions, do the great thing of #question, put a post and then put #question there so they'll stick out for us so we can make sure to get to you right away. And I love this.
Too, Robin, one more thing. Yeah. Remember that when you do choose to do the 8-week challenge, you go into your own special Facebook group of just you guys doing it together. Mel, Robin, and I are there to cater and help you each. And it's not catering because it's a labor of love. Honestly, it's so exciting. We're there to help you through all of it. Mel even is doing some, in that other group, some amazing, low-key exercising, everything. It's all there for you. We're there to help you, to answer all your questions, to ensure that you're successful. And I mean, really, because we're on the same journey you are. We purchase the same supplements that you do at the same price. It's no different. Like everything is all of us doing this together. And that's what's really important.
Yes. And we have days that we struggle too. So they're just fewer and farther between. And that is what is empowering too. So love, love, love this. Awesome. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. If you're watching on the replay, type replay, and always we love to see where you're tuning in from. So make sure to have a shout out there. I should have said that at the beginning, but we're getting better. So anyway, have a nice evening, have a nice day wherever you're tuning in from the world, and tune back next week when we'll be back with another hot topic workshop.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Sign in. Bye. Thank you.